Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the products I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There is my email address if you have any questions. There's our Facebook group if you'd like to join that. We'd love to have you. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow. Today we're going to be playing with Brightest Glow. And if you're looking like, I don't remember seeing that in the mini catalog, that's because you didn't. There is some Christmas stamps in the annual catalog. Oop, I don't lose my page here. Page 42 and 43. You could maybe use cheeks, but these three are definitely Christmas. Perch in a Tree and the Aspen Dies. You could use for any time of season, but I like them for Christmas. There is the Regal Reindeer, which you've seen me use before. And then there is Brightest Glow, which is all sentiments for Christmas. There is dies for all of these. These are older stamp sets, so the dies are not sold in a bundle anymore. But I don't have the dies for this, but I do have the stamp set, and I love it. So I thought I'd show you that. And on Wednesday, I said we were going to use some Winter Meadow paper, the one with the reindeer. Now, I've already made a card, so let's see if I can put this back together in some fashion. There's the other one I already took out. If you cut this at 5 1/4, this direction, and then you cut it in 4-inch pieces, you'll have a reindeer in each palette. Then you cut this at 5 1/4, so you'll still have a strip of the gray here in the back to use, and 4 more 4-inch strips there. So there is 6 cards in one sheet of paper. I love this paper a lot, and so I wanted to show you how I cut that up. So we'll be using one of these guys. Oh, I don't know. I think we'll use this one. They both will work. It doesn't matter. I'm probably going to need to make cards with all of them. And we're going to use a couple verses from this sentiment set. We're going to use this Merry Christmas. And we are going to use this verse, may the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest. So, and you're wondering what we're making. This is the card we're making. Like I said, it was very simple. Sometimes you need simple, and this was simple. Oh, and I realized I didn't get the Joy stamp out, so we'll do that before I get started, because we do need to stamp. So let me grab little Joy out of here. You know me, I have to forget something. Let's find a block for Joy. That will work just fine. So let me get you the parts that we need for this card. Of course, we're going to need an envelope. This is a piece of the DSP that is 4 by 5 1/4. You need a piece. This is basic gray. This is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. That's for the inside. There's the other sticker here. And then you're going to need a piece of basic gray that is approximately 3 3/8 by 2 inches. And this is to cut this piece. This is our label. And this is the Scalloped Contours dies. And this one is the second one. So count in 2. It's from inside, second smallest. And then you're going to need a piece of white that is 2 by 5/8 and 1 by 1 3/8. All the dimensions are listed below. So those are all the pieces you're going to need. But we're going to do our stamping first. Get rid of all these. don't need him or him or him. We do need these. And like I said, the stamping is really simple. But before we stamp, we do need to do one other thing. These are the classic matte dots. I already did 3, but I left 1 to do on air to show you. Because we're going to take our dark cherry cobbler and we need to color one. Now these are the very vanilla ones I'm coloring. I figure I'm going to use more white of these than very vanilla, so I thought I'd color the very vanilla. If you're going to use the blends to color, they work, but you need to give them a few minutes before you use them. That's why I said let's do that first so it can sit and dry. So using cherry cobbler, it's the only color ink we're using, well, except for one little dot. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is Merry Christmas. That's going to go on this tiny little piece here. Try to line that up. Try not to get my head too far into the camera. Oh, perfect. Now, cherry cobbler is a very rich red, and it will smear very easy if you don't let it dry for just a moment. And I'm not talking minutes, just a moment. The darker, richer colors have a tendency to need to sit for a second. That's with any ink. Joy's going on the front of our envelope. Like I said, it's not a very complicated card. And our verse in the inside of our card. Try to get that squared away as I can at the top. Oh, perfect. And let's show all that red ink over there. I looked at real red, but the cherry cobbler with that gray looks so rich. I loved it. So I'll set that there to dry for just a second. So let me burnish this. Like I said, this card, once you do your stamping, it goes together really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on for a second and let that red finish drying on that card for just a moment. Like I said, if you used all this paper in the package, you could make 12 cards really quick. Now we'll go ahead and stick this on the inside. Yeah, you guys, some of you guys let me know how many Christmas cards you end up making every year. How many cards do you send out? I haven't checked my list lately, but it's somewhere around 80 or a little more. I sometimes think it's supposed to be going down and it doesn't seem to. Okay, there's our Merry Christmas. Now the Merry Christmas will fit right inside of here, like that. Okay, and then we're going to get some dimensionals in a minute. Now we're going to grab our little red dots. And I'm going to put one in each of the little corners, so it looks like a little placard. Those are the little screws or nails holding the placard up. Only they're red. Like that. And then we're going to grab a couple dimensionals. Like I said, this is a quick card. I'm going to put one in the center so it doesn't sag. I hate things sagging. I'm going to put this up here towards the top. not pushed down yet. It's a good thing I didn't, because I was not straight. That's much better. So I thought this card was done. And this is how I had it. And my mother looked at it and she says, you can't see his nose. So I grabbed basic gray, you could just black, and I just went in here where his nose is supposed to be and put a little dot. I'm going to hold it up. Just the tiniest dot. She said I should make it red for Rudolph, and I might do one. I don't have my red pin out here. We could use the cherry cobbler. She said we should tune one in. His nose would be right about there, and then we'd have Rudolph. So you could turn him into Rudolph if you want to. But she said the shadow and everything looked really good, but she should have a defining nose. And so that's what I did. And actually, she was right. It does look better with it. So that's my card today. Short and sweet for a Friday. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. I haven't figured out what I'm making next week. So if you have something you'd like to see made on my channel, please let me know. If I have the step set or I can borrow it from somebody, I will make it. And so if you have boxes, bags, cards, whatever, just let me know and I will give it a whirl for you. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.